Welcome all to Off the Cuff with Namrita, and hope you all are having a lovely weekend. And you know what? I've talked to so many guests who are engaged in community service and bringing so much joy to so many people earlier also, because I think we all as humans have a inherent tendency to be compassionate and kind, and we all are born with a skill or a talent in us. Uh, and I do have a husband wife team here today with me, Kalpana and Rocky in the studios, and they will be telling us about an organization called Inatalent. So, welcome, Kalpana. Thank you. And Rocky. Thank you. So lovely to have you both here. Little bit about both of them. They are full time. They have careers. Kalpana is in tech, and Rocky is in finance. So they are doing wonderful work there also. And Kalpana is a passionate community leader, co-founder and president of the non-profit Inner Talent. Under her leadership, Inner Talent was honored as Non-Profit of the Year in 2018 for its mission to connect communities through talent, creating inclusive events and programs that allow people of all ages to share their skills and passion. Kalpana serves on the board of Cupertino Historical Museum Society and holds a cabinet position with the Cupertino Rotary. And she loves dancing and cooking, reading and hiking. And Rocky is a founding member of the same organization in a talent and a dedicated volunteer whose behind the scenes efforts and on site support have been essential to the organization's success. Since day one, he has brought heart, reliability, and a quiet strength to every role, whether it's helping events run seamlessly or supporting new ideas with enthusiasm. Beyond inner talent, Rocky is a high performing financial services professional, a top 100 Forbes list of financial security professional, 4 years running now. That's amazing. So, welcome both. And my first question is uh, why inner talent? What motivated you to start that?
Sure. This takes me back to my daughter's middle school age.
Okay.
My daughter is now 25 years old. So we wanted to go do some community services with her. The area that she chose to do was with seniors. And at that time, there was no place that would take a middle schooler without parent. So I started to take her to a senior center in Palo Alto, where she started to do volunteering, like serving teas or just sitting and having conversation while dinner is going on with someone. And as I was sitting outside, I would just see people coming and going, and I was just kind of waiting in the waiting room for her to come out of that. And one day she came back, she said, she had a great conversation with one of the residents, and he asked her, what all are you doing other than studying? And she told about Indian classical dance that she was learning from California Nupur Dance Academy at the time. And he said, oh, I have never heard of this. I have never seen anybody dancing. And that just sparked the idea that there is this whole community that is not so, they are not so, they're not able to just go out whenever they want to go out because they are in the seniors home, living home, sometimes stuck on a wheelchair.
Yes.
But they haven't seen something that our daughter was learning for years at that time. And so we approached, we said, can we bring a few volunteers and can we do a show? They had the stage. We started to develop on this idea a lot more. And then we really incorporated our organization. We did shows in Priya Living. We did shows in that Palo Alto Senior Center. And then all of a sudden, Inatalent was born.
What a wonderful story, I have to
Thank
say.
you.
And you are so right about seniors being, not able to, being non-mobile, basically.
Yes.
Unable to go out. And many can't drive, at a certain age. And we all know we've been in the US for so long. Rocky, you've been born and brought up here. We know the isolation that can, happen when you get older. So it's an amazing service that you are bringing to the seniors and even other people.
Yeah.
So a little bit more about what kind of services do you provide through this organization?
We started with talent shows. Our whole thing was talent in a box. We would take everything, we would go prepared to do a 45-minute show and we'll come out. And our beauty of our shows was that it was just not one thing. They were not just seeing one kind of dance or one kind of
Yes.
show of like singing or instruments. It was a variety show. And that brought us a lot of students who had different things. Somebody wanted to play drums there, somebody wanted to play guitar, somebody wanted to sing. So we started with just talent shows. Then during pandemic
Right.
is where we started to spread out a lot more, because all of a sudden during pandemic, the two affected communities were children and seniors,
Very true.
which is what our whole interaction was. At that point, we sat back and we said, even our volunteers' siblings are sitting at home. They are from elementary schools, and schools were not prepared to right away start online. So one of the volunteer parent gave this idea: how about our volunteers who are they have talents other than just what they go and perform? They have performing talent, but they have other talents too. Why don't we just open up classes for their siblings? So one person's son or daughter can teach to a class, other volunteers' siblings can attend.
Okay.
That idea just took off like fire. And all of a sudden during pandemic, we came up with this concept of doing Zoom classes.
Yes.
And since then, we are doing Zoom classes. We then expanded into doing a lot of hands-on things about making no-sew blankets, beanies, because now parents wanted to also help out. Somebody who does knitting, crochet, they come out. We do, I think those are our ongoing things. We do handmade cards, which then go out to hospitals. So children get to do cards at home.
Wonderful.
They bring it, they give them volunteer hours, and then we ship it out to 20 different hospitals around the states.
Wonderful.
So yeah, every day we are adding new services actually.
Okay, and I see the pandemic, was very difficult phase, but I could see so much, community coming together and, helping each other also. And Zoom was like a lifeline, I have to say, for so many.
Yeah,
and to keep us sane, I think. But, a lot of good also, in certain ways came out from the pandemic, and lot to learn.
Yes,
About
definitely.
life, I have to say. So, Rocky, you're a little quiet. I'll, ask you a question. She talked about this intergenerational communication when you're doing this kind of work. So, how do you think it benefits both the elderly and the youth?
You used a word earlier, isolation, and I think that might not be quite accurate. There's actually a vacuum.
Okay.
A vacuum for opportunities to care and share. And what really blossomed is this ability to basically do generational handshakes, where kids and seniors would be giving both ways. And the richness of those engagements, we would see the residents cry, for instance, just because they were so emotionally moved by these experiences.
Right.
I also wanted to add one more thing, is the fundamental sharing of your talents. The ideas are actually coming. So you mentioned we've done, but this is all community driven.
Right.
There's a lot of great ideas, especially being in the Bay Area, where people, one of the ideas was, seniors have problems with the phone.
Digital, yes.
Yes, we did that too, yes.
There were volunteers that would come and basically help. How do you send a photo to a family member? Or, a lot of tech help on digital technology was it can be quite challenging even for me.
Yeah.
But to come back to the basics, it is. We have a lot of creative energy in the Bay Area. We have a lot of people who want to share, who want to basically engage, who want to basically, and there's that vacuum of generational handshaking, I think, is what really helped Inatalent blossom.
Very true. I think the word vacuum is also a good one to use because um, they are ready. The elders are ready. And many times we come from that, हम India में born and brought up हैं.
Yeah.
So we come from that traditional mindset that, oh, okay, once you're old, and that could be, you 60 plus or whatever, you're done. Now you watch TV and sleep and eat. That's what. But we kind of don't understand that they have so much of experience and still so much to give to the society and to the younger generation. And I've seen so many times, in Priya Living, I come out smiling from that place. And I think especially the intergenerational communication brings so much of positivity amongst the youth also.
With that, I actually want to share one thing. Actually, this was the project we did in pandemic.
Yes.
We did a TED Talk show conversations.
Oh, okay.
So what we did is with one center, we had 4 or 5 high schoolers, and we would play a TED Talk. And the residents from that senior community would come to a room and they would watch along with our volunteers, and then we would have a conversation on that topic.
Oh, nice.
So that was a very, very well received session during pandemic. We kind of moved away because now it's more on-site kind of activities.
Right, and that's better. In person is always the energy is different.
If I could just add a quick
Yes,
thought, can you imagine? TED Talks are really neat ideas, and all of a sudden you're getting 3 generations of views because I also attended those.
Okay.
So not only, but just the interaction and how people understood a simple concept across 3 generations in a simple session at a time where we were locked up in, shelter in place. That quite the experience.
Absolutely. I can understand the 3 generation part, everybody bringing. And it's so good for I think, the elderly, especially, their memory is impacted. So socialization is so important for them also. Any impactful story that you'd like to share?
I actually, this is very impactful because this is where I think my daughter just grew from this whole thing. We were at a technology help session, and she, at that time, we used to do it in Sunnyvale Community Center.
Okay.
We would get about like 10 or 15 people come. They had this hour, they would come. We had multiple volunteers go, and then my daughter was helping this one elderly lady.
Okay.
And she was so upset. She said, I can't call my daughter. I can't call my daughter. My daughter hangs up on me every time I call. And so my daughter said, let me just see, where is your daughter? Show me your phone. She had by mistake blocked her daughter's number. And so my daughter told her that she's not answering, your call's just not going to her. It's blocked number. She unblocked it. She called her daughter, and she was so grateful. And that day, my daughter said, Mom, I feel so good today. Because, that lady was not able to talk to her own child.
Oh, yes.
And she did not know how to do it. And she has been trying to contact her for a week.
Wow.
So that is just one story which my daughter told me after the session. But I have personally seen when we do talent shows, people who are with dementia and all, they are not able to look up because they are so disabled. But the music moves them. Their hands start hands start getting the rhythm. We were at a center where we were delivering lap blankets for activity.
Yes.
There was one lady just started to cry when she received it. And she was so happy that somebody took the time to make this by hand and then bring it to them. There are many stories. These are just off the top of my head.
I'd like a 1-minute story if you have time as well.
Yeah.
And this will lead into something I think the boss would want to touch on is during pandemic, we ended up doing student-to-student classes where students would then teach some subject across the week. And one of the parents had a student who was on the shy side.
Okay.
Technically strong, but shy. And so he said, let me give it a try, but let's limit the attendance of the kids across the world. that would attend the session, let's limit it to 5 students.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was really kind of,
Right.
how am I going to keep the attention of 5 students for an hour a day for a week?
Yeah.
And that week went by, and he says, I want to do the session again.
Mm-hmm.
Any number of students is fine.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
and
See how-
just in that ability to be able to share an idea and all the research and all the time that goes into it and all the care and share, it was fantastic. And then the amount of different classes, I think Kalpana should talk a little bit about that, but
Yeah.
this Zoom program, although shelter in place isn't that critical now, it's still a way for the globe to share with each other. So
Yes. Yeah. So main thing, like you, how can people reach out to you online and everything about it? What kind of volunteer opportunities do you have for the youth? Because especially, yeah.
Yeah, so really, if you would think about it, Inatalent is just a platform where we bring generations together.
Okay.
So it's a win-win.
Right.
Students who are coming to help, they take back empathy, they have leadership opportunities, they gain confidence.
Okay.
So these are the opportunities that students have
Mhm.
within a talent, and obviously the receiving generation, whether it's a elementary kid or a senior or anybody, say they take back joy with them
Right.
and something new that they learn. Anybody who is interested in volunteering with Inatalent, they can just reach out to us through our website. There is a contact us button. We will get back. This is a volunteer-run organization. Sometimes we are we will reply right away. Sometimes it takes a day or two. We are on social media. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, not so much.
Okay.
We would love people to visit our pages and like and follow us and share with whoever they think that can benefit from these opportunities.
So, and you have a website, innertalent.org.
Yes.
Okay. And inner listeners is INA, and then there's talent, TALENT.
Yes.
Yeah. And one more thing that's coming to my mind, I know you've said you've impacted so many lives that, you've moved a lot of barriers, I'll say, for the elderly. But in doing this kind of work, what have you learned personally, both of you?
great question. The learning never stops. It's just that we learned that the richness of what we're doing isn't always measurable by some letter grade or some degree or some accomplishment or something. The in a talent, the saying goes, experience what's in a talent. And we're coming up on 10 years next year.
Oh.
That's going to be a special celebration. Hopefully those newbies and oldies will come and kind of make a marquee of that. But fundamentally, everybody will share the same thing, that the experiences they walk away with, the abilities, the confidence built, no matter what age, and that anything's doable at any age, and anyone can learn from anyone of any age. That is just mind blowing. We never stops amazing us. So.
And for me personally, of course, learning is the biggest part. Every time I go and run any session, which I am not doing so much anymore, but wherever I go, I find things that I bring back. I learn more than I am there to share what I have to share with people. And I think Inatalent has really opened my eyes to what's coming up in future, even for me. Just for anyone, life is like every stage of life has its own challenges. Because of Inatalent, I was able to see challenges that people are facing today while they are living into senior living, assisted living. So I'm very aware of how life can change at any moment for you, and you have to just live in the moment and do what you can do today.
Very true. So live in the present. Give is a huge thing that they both are doing, and for me personally too, I come back with a different perspective about my future, because there is a lot of challenges, especially here in America as far as getting old is concerned. And you have to be positive and spread joy. Yeah, I think we are running out of time once again. Um, I have to say thank you and in gratitude to Inner Talent and your team for doing what they're doing and bringing so much positivity to so many people. I wish you all the best and 50 more years to Inner Talent. 10 is just the
Thank
beginning.
you.
Thank you so much. People find them again on Facebook, Instagram, and their webpage, innertalent.org.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
My pleasure. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.